Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Jana, and I work for Realtour. Um, I've been doing these tutorials for a long time, and I feel like we've been doing a lot of them lately. So I think everybody's really interested in getting some new marketing tools and learning how to get your stuff out there, as Lisa just said. As long as everyone can hear me and see my screen, we're good to go. I'm logged into my Realtour account, and I'm just moving my mouse around on the home page here. So as long as everyone can see me, good. I don't know if you guys have Realtor accounts yet or if Lisa's going to create them for you. It's all good. I just wanted to let you know that when you do have your Realtor account, when you log in and land on your home page, which we also call the dashboard page, this is what it looks like, and everybody's dashboard page looks the same, whether you're one of our photographers or one of our sales reps. Everyone has the same dashboard. And the programs that we're going to go through today are these top 4 big buttons. These are our big selling products that everyone uses us for: photo shoots, making a virtual tour, blasting out an e-flyer, and doing print materials. Okay, so we're just going to go through these one by one. Okay, so let's just say that I'm a real estate agent and I just got a new listing and I really want to book a photo shoot. Okay, now I always take a minute right here to tell our agents it's really worth it to book a photo shoot. Even if your listing is smaller, most of our photographers have a basic package for, say, $130, and you get about 20 to 30 beautiful still images to use in all your marketing materials. So I always say to people, if you can, book a photo shoot. You'll have those beautiful images to use on your website, in your virtual tour, in your e-flyers. It just looks really good. It looks really polished. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to show you how to book a photo shoot and just how easy and how quickly you can do it. So you log into your account, you land on your dashboard page, and you click on this big button that says photo shoots. Now the next page looks really busy, okay? This is my existing listing page. Now I have a whole bunch of listings in my account. Uh, Largely, this is just a testing account, so none of these listings are real, but once you get rolling, you might have a lot of listings stored in here. We organize all of our marketing products by listing. Okay, so you only have to create your listing once, and then whatever products you make with us, everything is grouped together and saved under that listing. But because we just got a brand new listing, we haven't created the listing yet, and that's the first thing we have to do. So over here on the right, I have a create listing button. I'm just going to click on that. The next page is what we call the property details page. Now, all I have to do is fill in the required fields. These are the ones that are underlined in green. It's basically just the address. So for today, let's just make up a fake address. Let's just call it 123 Wednesday Street because it's Wednesday. And let's just say that I am in Austin and this is my zip code. And you'll see as soon as I did that, I got a new button that says create listing. So if I'm in a rush and I've got a meeting in 5 minutes and I want to get this photo shoot booked, I can just click on create listing and move to the next step. However, and this is just something I want to show you, if you have a few minutes, down here, you'll see it says optional, add more details. If I click on that, the page expands, and this is where I can add all of the listing details, the price, how many square feet, how many bedrooms, all that good stuff. I can even down here at the bottom add a header for my listing, and I can fill in my listing description text, so the paragraph that describes how amazing my listing is. You don't have to do this now, it's optional, but I always say to people, if you have the time, do it now, because as you'll see as we go through, a lot of this information will auto-populate into your e-flyer templates. It will auto-populate into your virtual tour. So it'll just save you time down the road. But let's just say today we're in a rush. We don't want to do that. I'm going to click on Create Listing. Now the next page is going to show me, oh, sorry, this thing's popped up. My GoToMeeting controls are in the way. Okay, the next page is going to show me all of the available photographers that service the zip code of the listing I just created. Okay, so I can scroll down. I think there's 4 that service that zip code. Now I can look at each photographer. I can see what services they offer. This is their availability calendar, so I can just pick a day that's open if I want. I could click on portfolio and have a look at all of their pictures. I can also click on pricing and take a look and see what packages they offer and what the pricing is, okay? And a lot of our agents, once they book a photo shoot with one of our photographers, they tend to establish a relationship with that photographer. And I find that they tend to come in and book with the same photographer over and over again. They often book the same package. They get a good relationship going. So that's good. So let's just say for today, let's just choose Philip. And let's see, Philip, oh, look, he's got tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, he's got an opening. Let's just click on that day. So that's all we have to do to get the day. We just click on it. The next page is going to show me in a lot more detail all of Philip's packages, what he offers, and how much everything costs. And you can see right here at the top, he's just got a couple standard packages. Here's one that has 20 images, $155. So like I said, you can get just a basic photo shoot for 150 bucks. You'll get 20 great images. If I scroll down, I can see what else he offers. But for today, let's just choose his basic package. So I just select the one I want and I hit continue. The next page is where I'm going to give Philip, my photographer, any instructions that he needs for how to access the property. Okay, so maybe he's going to meet me there. Maybe there's a lockbox with a code. Maybe the owner's going to be there, so I'll put in their information. I can type in any additional instructions for Philip, like maybe there's a dog in the yard, or maybe the homeowners just did a bunch of work on their landscaping and they really want you to take some pictures of the gardens. All that stuff you can fill in right here for Philip. Hit continue, and then I land in the shopping cart. And that's it. That's all I had to do to get my photo shoot booked. Once I pay for it in the shopping cart, it officially goes into Philip's schedule, and then he'll do the photo shoot, and that's all I have to do. So I want you to notice here in the shopping cart, you can have a quick review. This was the listing I booked it for. This was the date I booked it for. This was the package. That's how much. And then you'll notice right here, Platinum Virtual Tour for free. Okay, so this is another reason why I always say to people it's worth it to invest in a photo shoot, because you get a free Platinum Virtual Tour with any photo shoot that you book. And those are usually worth $30. So it doesn't matter what photo shoot you book. You could book the cheapest photo shoot you can find. You still get a free Platinum Virtual Tour. And the nice thing about that as well is that all of our Realtour photographers, they have their own Realtour accounts and they have their own back end portal. So once Philip, my photographer, is finished taking the pictures, he can upload the pictures into his back end and publish them and create the virtual tour, at which point I get an email saying, hey, Jana, your photo shoot is done. And within the email, I can download the pictures right there. I can log into my Realtour account, see the pictures, and see the virtual tour that Philip has made for me. So that's how we get the pictures from Philip to you guys right through the back end of your Realtour account. So it just makes everyone's life easier. Back in the old days, we used to have to deal with, sending people zipped Dropbox files and folders, and it was a mess and it was irritating. So we've built a whole back end just to make everyone's life easier. Okay, now I'm going to delete this out of my shopping cart, and I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So that was how you book a photo shoot. Okay, so you can do it in 5 minutes. Like I said, if you're running out the door and you just want to make sure you get the date booked and stuff, you can do it really quickly. Then you can always come back later and add all the rest of the details and stuff. Okay, all right, so next up is virtual tours. So as I said, with every photo shoot you book, you get a free virtual tour. So let's click in there. Now again, I'm on the same page I was on when I clicked on the big photo shoot button. This is my listings page. So every listing I've ever made in my Realtor account is housed on this page, okay? Here's the listing I just made for 123 Wednesday Street when I was ordering that photo shoot. So if I wanted to do a virtual tour for this listing, under options, I can create my virtual tour. If I'm coming in here and I'm just making a virtual tour. Let's say I didn't book a photo shoot. I could create my listing just like I did with the photo shoots. This is something else I want everyone to know. Our clients, you do not have to use us for everything. So for example, if you have a photographer that you use on your own, or if you're really good with a camera and you take your own pictures, that's totally fine. You do not have to use one of our photographers to use our products. You can come in and make a virtual tour, upload your own pictures. Same with e-flyers. We have a lot of clients who only use us for e-flyers, or they only use us to make print material. And again, it's totally fine. You can use us in whatever way works best for you. Okay, now to save us a bit of time, rather than starting completely from scratch with the listing we just made, I'm going to choose one of my fake test listings just because it already has imagery and content in there and it'll just save us a bit of time. So let's just say 111 Main Street is my listing. Okay, next to options, I'm going to go in and edit the tour. This is so we can just go into the back end of the tour. Okay, all right, so I'm now in the back end of the tour and across the top, this is what we call the navigation bar. All of our products have a navigation bar. We've created it so that you can jump around through the process and you might want to jump forward, you might want to jump back. A lot of these features are optional, so you might want to skip some of them. Some people will come into their virtual tour, upload their pictures, and then jump right to the shopping cart, and that's all they want is a basic slideshow with photography. They don't want to add any of the bells and whistles, and that's totally fine, okay? So navigation bar, let's go through each one of these step by step. First page is the property details page. Now we've already seen this page, remember? This was the page that we filled in when we were creating the new listing for the photo shoot. But this is what it looks like when it's full of information. So I've already got an image up here. I've got my address. If I scroll down, here are all the details about the property, okay? So this is what it looks like. You can always come back into this page and make changes if you need to. That's one of the nice things about doing a virtual tour is that you can edit a virtual tour in real time, right? So if I make a virtual tour and I've got it out there on the internet, on my website, it's on the MLS, and then we need to make a change, maybe there's a price drop or maybe we want to, add some new photography or something, I can always log into my Realtour account, come into the back end of my existing virtual tour, and I can see when I mouse over, these are all live. So I can just click in here and make a change, hit save, and it will update that virtual tour instantly. So you don't have to go through any rigmarole to do that, okay? So that's one nice thing about virtual tours. So here's our property details page. Looks good, everything's filled in. Let's move to media. Okay, so by media, it just means everything that goes in the virtual tour that's visual, like your still photography, videos, if you have panoramas, if you have a Matterport tour, everything like that is housed on the media page. So let's just say that I had booked Philip for my photo shoot and Philip took my pictures. When I come into this page, thumbnails of all of my pictures are already sitting here, which is really nice, right? But like I said, if you have your own pictures, under photos, if I scroll down, upload photos. I can just click upload photos and upload my own in here. I also have the option to download photos. So as I said, if Philip, my photographer, took the pictures and uploaded them into my account, then the pictures are saved in my Realtor account, but they're not downloaded onto my own computer. And maybe I want a copy of them so I could share them with the seller. Maybe I want to send them to a signage company to get signs made, anything like that. So I can download these pictures at 5 different sizes, okay? So you can do that as well. So here are all my pictures. Now the order that we're looking at the pictures, this is the order they're going to appear in my virtual tour slideshow. But if I don't like the order, I can simply click on them and drag them and move them around and change the order, right? Super easy. As I mouse over, you see there's a little X. I can delete any extra pictures that I don't want in here. You'll also notice there's a caption option. So if I click on caption, I get a little pop-up with a little text field here where I can type in a caption if I want. Maybe there's something specific in this image that I really want to point out to the viewer. So you can add captions. You don't have to add captions to every picture. You can just, highlight a few if you want. And then this is just in its own little pop-up window. So when I'm done, I can just close it and I come right back to where I was. Okay? So super easy. So as I said, these are my basic photography. I can also upload panoramas. Those are those 360-degree view pictures that a photographer will take for you. Videos, if I've hired my photographer to take a video, they'll upload it here. Or if I did a walkthrough video myself on my phone or something, I can have that here. Matterport tour, if I hired a photographer to do a Matterport, or if one of my photographers, a Realtor photographer, did the Matterport, it will be saved in here. Custom links, if I want to include a custom link within the body of my virtual tour. We have some photographers who do Zillow walkthrough tours, and then they'll put those links in here. If I have floor plans to go along with this particular listing, I can upload these here as well. So this is where all your media is housed, and you can change the order, you can delete, you can do all that good stuff here. So this is where it's all saved, okay? Next up is the map. You do not have to do anything for the map, okay? It's really easy. Basically, this is just a Google map, and we've put a pin right here where your listing is. So this was a fake listing, 111 Main Street. All you're doing on this page is checking to see that the pin is in the right location, because Google doesn't always get it right, especially if you have a listing that's a new build, maybe in a new subdivision or something, it might be off. If it's slightly off, you can just click and drag it to where it's supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be just over here, and then just let go, and now it's right there. That's all you do on this page. Just double check to make sure your listing is in the right location on the map. Next up, floor plans. So this is also optional. You may not have a floor plan to go with this listing, and that's totally fine. You can just skip over this step. But if you do have a floor plan, a JPEG or a PDF, you could upload it on the media page, and then it'll show up here. And over here on the left, these are little thumbnails of all my pictures. And if I want, I can drag and drop these thumbnails onto the floor plan, and then it turns into a little camera icon. And then if I click on the camera icon, I can see the picture. So this, I'll show you guys what the front end of the virtual tour looks like. It'll look better in the front end. Really, you're just dragging and dropping images over to illustrate the floor plan. Totally optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but that's the floor plan. Next up is flyer. Okay, so if you're making the virtual tour first, if this is the first product that you're making for this listing, you're not going to have any flyers in here yet because you haven't made any yet, and that's totally fine. You can always make a flyer and then come back into the virtual tour, and a thumbnail of your flyer, like all these for me, these are just a bunch of flyers I've made for testing purposes. Your flyer is going to show up in here as a thumbnail, okay? If you want someone to be able to view the flyer or download a PDF of it when they're in the front end of your virtual tour, you just choose the flyer you want, drag and drop it over here, and let go. Okay, and as I said, we'll take a look at the virtual tour from the front end, and then you can see how this looks in the front end. Totally optional. You don't have to have a flyer associated with your virtual tour if you don't want to. Next up is branding. So we don't let you do too much stuff with branding, but you've got a few options. So what we're showing you on this page, this is the footer area of your virtual tour. It's basically just a contact section. So over here on the left, you can select a different color for the background. Right now I've got blue, but if I was to choose gray, I simply click it and the system will refresh so I can see how it's going to look right here. It's like, oh, okay, I don't have to leave to see how it's going to look. I don't have to leave the page. I can see it right here. So you've got some colors to choose from for the background of the virtual tour player. You can also choose between some fonts. So you might, maybe you have a fancier listing and you want to choose something that looks a little fancier. So you can choose a different font and it will update right here. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. I can also choose to showcase all of my other listings within the virtual tour if I want to, or I could choose to have them hidden. So I just want this virtual tour to focus on one listing, nothing else. I can tick hide my listings. You have the option of having two agents on this. If you are working with a partner or something and you want them to be on here as well, you can tick two agents and then you can upload their headshot and their logo as well. Okay. And then I can change my own headshot, change my logo, change my contact information if I want to. But take a second here and just have a look. You'll notice my headshot and my logo and all my contact information is already here. So that's because when I first made my Realtour account, and if you guys are brand new and don't have a Realtour account yet, this is something that you should do. When you first make your Realtour account, you're going to log into your dashboard page, and up here at the top, you'll see it says My Account. Literally take 5 minutes to go in there and fill in all of your contact information, your office address, your cell phone number, your website, if you have a website, fill in all that stuff. If you have social media pages that are specific to your real estate business, you can add all the URLs for those. If you have your headshots ready to go, you can upload as many headshots as you have. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 of them. Same with logos. Take whatever amount of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just fill in all this information, because as you can see, as I'm going through the process of making marketing material, all of this information is already here for me. Okay, so it's just going to save you time. Just like I said back here on the property details page, if you take 5 minutes and fill in all of the property detail stuff, it will auto populate into your virtual tour, into your e-flyer. Same with all your contact information. Okay, and you only have to do it once. If you come into your Realtor account a week later with another new listing, all of this stuff is in here. You don't have to, upload and remake your account and all that stuff again. You only ever do it once, and then it's good to go. But as you can see, I can edit this if I want. If I want a different headshot or a different logo, or maybe just a different contact, a phone number or something for this particular listing, I can edit it right in here, and it will only edit on this particular product. It won't update what I've got on my account. Okay? All right, so that's basically all there is to do on the branding page. Choose a color that looks good with your logo. Choose a font that looks good. Decide whether you want to hide your listings or show them, and just make sure your contact information is correct. Okay, next up is SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. Okay, so this is optional again, but still, really, it only takes a minute to add some keywords that someone might search for when they are doing an internet search for a property, okay? So what we've done on this page is we've taken this paragraph right here was the listing description text that I had added on my property details page. So it shows up here, and you can use this to find keywords that best describe your listing. This is just to help you, okay? If you don't need the help, then you can just come up here and add in whatever keywords someone might be typing into Google or whatever search engine they use when they're looking for a house. So put in keywords that pertain to your listing. And if you take a minute and do this, then you have a much better chance of your virtual tour showing up in the search results when someone goes to Google and searches for a 4-bedroom house with a pool in downtown Austin, right? So again, optional, but I always say to people, what have you got to lose? Take 5 minutes, put in some keywords. It'll probably help you out down the road. Okay, music, also optional. Built within the virtual tour, which we also call the single property website. We tried to rebrand it as single property website, but everyone still calls them virtual tours. So we're still just calling them virtual tours. Basically, it's a single property website, but built within it is also a virtual tour, which is basically the moving slideshow. And you can set music to that. So if you want, you can have a listen to all the different little snippets of music that we have. And if you hear one that you like, you can just tick the one you like. And then in the virtual tour portion, the moving slideshow portion of your single property website, you'll have nice background music. I won't play them now because you won't be able to hear them because I'm on a headset. But when you guys are in here, you can take a listen to them. If you don't want music, just tick no music, okay? Again, this is optional. Okay, so we've basically gone through all the features in our virtual tour. Next up is a preview. So when I click on this, it's going to open up a new window, and it's going to load up the virtual tour that I've just made. Now I'm going to make this a bit smaller because my monitor is humongous and this will look kind of crazy. So it's going to look more like this. Try to center this a little bit. Most people's laptops or screens are more this size. So this is what my virtual tour looks like so far. So up here at the top, here's my header. So I've got my little header that I put in the property details page. I've got my address and the price. Here's my contact information. And then up here at the top is a nice slideshow. Okay, now this is a manual slideshow. Historically, we used to have the moving slideshow up here at the top, but we found that it moved slowly, which was kind of nice, but most people don't want to sit through a nice, slow moving slideshow, especially when they're looking at a house for the first time. They want to just click next, 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 and have a quick look through the pictures so they can see if they're even interested in the house. So that's why we changed it, just to have sort of a static slideshow at the top so that viewers can just go through it as quickly as they want. Okay? If I scroll down, I can click on each of these, and this is the gallery section, and it will show me the pictures nice and big, one at a time. If I had added captions to these pictures, the captions would show up here as well, just so you know. If I scroll down, here's my property details section. So here's all the information about the house. I can download the flyer because I picked a flyer to go with my virtual tour. So there it is. So I can look at it and I can download a PDF of it. I can also forward this listing to a friend if I want. Now, I didn't have to do that in the back end. That's something we just build for you in the front end, but I can put in their name. Maybe I want to send it to my sister or my husband just so they can see, oh my gosh, just found this listing. What do you think? So I can send them a link so they can look at the virtual tour as well. Close that. I had a Matterport tour built in on my media page under Matterport. I had added a link to a Matterport tour. So this is what it looks like. It's built within the virtual tour. So if I click on it, I'm in the Matterport tour, and now I can play around in here. So this is kind of nice. I don't have to leave my little virtual tour to get into the Matterport, right? I think I also have a Zillow tour in here as well. Oh yeah, I put in a Zillow. You would never do this. You won't have two of these, but this was just to show people what a custom link can do. So if you have a custom link to something like a Zillow tour, you can embed it in your virtual tour as well. So here's a Zillow tour, and a few of our photographers do Zillow tours for our clients. If I scroll down, here's my location. So there's my little dot, my little marker for my property. And again, this is just a Google map. So I can actually click in here and move around in the Google map. And I can zoom in and zoom out and do all the stuff that Google Maps let you do. But it's nicely built within the interface of my virtual tour, which is nice. Here's my floor plan that I had. So there it is, nice and big. And remember, I put a couple images on it. I dragged a couple images over. So if I click on those, I can just see what they look like. Oh, okay, that's what it looks like. So there's my floor plan. And then down at the bottom, here's my contact section. And we already saw this on the branding page. So pretty simple. If I see, so again, this is my chance to go through, because we're in the preview, and have a look and make sure that everything is the way I want it to be. If there's something I want to change, remember, I'm in a new tab. So I can just go right back to where I was, and I'm right back on the music page, because remember when I clicked preview, it jumped and took me to a new page. So if there's anything I want to change, I can jump back through the process. Maybe there was a typo in one of my captions. Maybe after looking at my slideshow, I'm like, oh my God, I have too many pictures. Nobody's going to sit through all these pictures and I want to delete 4 or 5 of them. I can do that. Anytime I can come back and click on preview and it will update so I can go through it again and make sure it looks good. Okay, so that's all you do. I'm going to make this big again. Okay, after preview is links. So the links page is where we house and store all of the live URL links to this virtual tour. So the tour is live in your Realtour account and it's on the internet, but nobody can find it yet, right? What you need to do when you're ready to put this out there to the world, you're going to come to the links page and then you're going to copy the links. We have a branded link for people. We also have an unbranded link, just depends on your MLS and what the rules are, okay? So when you're ready to put this on the MLS, you can copy either your branded or unbranded link and paste it in there wherever you need it. If you want to put this on your website, the links are in here. If you want a link to just the slideshow, just the moving virtual tour, we've got a link to that as well. If you want to some embed code that you can have these embedded into your website, there's code for that as well. So all your links are saved here on the links page, on the links tab. You also have the option here of purchasing a specific unique domain name. So right now with your links, this is your URL. So it says vtour.realtor.biz and then it has the address. If you want something that's more specific, maybe you just want www.111mainstreet.com, you can come to the domain name and type it in, check it to see if it's still available, and if it is, you can purchase that for an additional $20. Totally optional. We have a few agents who do use this feature, but I find for the most part, nobody ever really usually sees the URL because often it's just a button that says, click here to view my virtual tour, and they never really see the URL. But if you want it, you can buy that here. QR code. For every single virtual tour that we create, we generate a QR code for you guys to use, and you can download a JPEG of it or a ping of it right here. It's totally free. You don't have to pay for it. It's just something that we create. If you've got some signage going up and you want to make sure that someone walking by can scan the QR code and up will pop the virtual tour on their phone, we've got the QR code for you to use right here. YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel that you use for all of your real estate listings and stuff, you can send this virtual tour to your YouTube channel from right here. If you don't have your own YouTube channel, we have one that we host other people's listings on, a Realtour one. So you can send it here to us and we'll host it as well. So you do that here. Matterport. So as we saw on my media page, and then when we looked at the preview, I had a Matterport tour embedded in my virtual tour. If I want the link to just the Matterport, right? Maybe I want to send it to someone, maybe I want to send it to my client. I don't want them to have to look at the whole virtual tour. They just want the Matterport, the standalone. I can get the link for that here. Same with the custom link. I had a Zillow tour custom link. If I just want someone to be able to click on it and just watch the Zillow tour, not the whole virtual tour, I can get my link right here. And then last but not least, statistics, and Lisa touched on this at the beginning of our tutorial. Every Monday, we send our clients their stats reports, okay? So for however many listings you have in our system, you get a statistics report for each of those listings for all of the marketing material you've made for those listings, okay? And you can go into the stats report and see how many people have looked at my virtual tour, what links did they click on, did they forward it to anyone? Same with your e-flyers. If you do an e-flyer blast, you can come in and have a look and see how many people looked at my e-flyer, how many people clicked on it, how many people, there's just, you can check all your statistics right here on this page. You can also, if you want to share the weekly report with your client, you can add their name and their email address, and then the weekly stats report for this listing will go to that particular client. You probably don't want that client to get stats for all of your listings, right? You just want the client to see the stats on the listing that you are working with them on, if you want to. This is optional. Not everybody stats reports can sometimes be misleading. So, you don't always want to share them, but you can certainly look at them and have a look and see, oh, why is nobody looking at my virtual tour? Or this particular virtual tour where I added a Matterport tour got 100 more views than my last one. So maybe I should always include Matterport, right? So it's just a place where you can check to see what's working in your marketing material and maybe what's not, okay? All right, so take a breath. We've just gone through the largest back end of our products. I'm going to go back to the home page. So we've just gone through how to book a photo shoot, how to create or edit our virtual tour, okay? And that's the longest one. Next up is e-flyers, okay? So most of our agents will make an e-flyer, and the e-flyer links to the virtual tour. The e-flyer is basically a teaser showcasing the main stuff about your new listing. And what you want people to do is click on the e-flyer, which will then link and open up your virtual tour, also known as the single property website, with all the extra information about the listing. So these two work together, okay? And most of our clients use us for e-flyers. So we've had our e-flyers going for probably about 15 years. So our database is when I say 15 years old, that might sound bad. What I mean is it was generated 15 years ago and it has been updated ever since. So constantly people are joining our database. And by now, anybody who's in our database and receives our e-flyers, they're there because they want to receive them. So it's not junk mail to them. They're familiar with the flyers that come to them from Realtour. So I think it's a pretty solid and good database to use. Okay? All right, so I've ordered my photo shoot. I've got my beautiful pictures that are uploaded into my amazing virtual tour. Next, I want to create an e-flyer so I can get the word out to the real estate community about my new listing. I click on e-flyers, and again, I'm sitting here on my listings page. We do a lot of repetition in our products. And I know it might sound boring, but we do it just to make it so that it's easier for people to use. Once you learn how to do something in one of our features, one of our marketing pieces, you'll be able to do it in all of them, right? We've tried over the years to streamline things and, make things faster or do more stuff on one page, and our clients don't usually like that. They want to know that they can do one thing on a page, hit save, and the system has remembered it and they're good to go. So we tried to keep it really easy for you guys to use. Once you get used to doing stuff in our system, it's so easy to do, and you can make your marketing materials really quickly. Okay, so again, if I was only using Realtour to make e-flyers, if I didn't book a photo shoot and I didn't use a virtual tour, I haven't made my listing yet, again, I have to create the listing. But to save us time, I'm going to go back and use that 111 Main Street listing, and I'm just doing this because it already has photography uploaded, it already has all the property details in there just to save us time. So next to options, I'm going to choose create new. I'm going to create a new flyer. So now I'm in the back end of the eFlyer creator, and just like the back end of the virtual tour creator, we have a navigation bar that goes across. And again, same thing, we can skip forward or skip backward throughout the process if we want to. So let's just start from the beginning again, property details. So this property details page should look familiar. It's the exact same property details page as what we looked at when we were making the virtual tour. That's because we're in the same listing. So as I mentioned, you don't have to upload or create your listing more than once. You only ever do it once, and then you can make as many marketing materials for that listing. All of the information is housed and saved in your account. So here it is, looks good. Existing e-flyers. So a lot of our clients will do an e-flyer campaign. They'll get their listing and they maybe will send out an e-flyer once a week for 3 weeks, and then they'll do a final one with an open house or something like that. So this is, if that's what your plan is, then every e-flyer you send out is going to be saved here with some basic details. Who did I send it to? When did I send it? Under options over here, I can resend it if I want to send it out to the same people. I can go in and make some edits to that flyer I sent out. Maybe since I sent it out last time, there's been a price drop. I don't have to come in and make a brand new e-flyer. I could go into the one I sent out last week and just edit the price and then resend it. I can also view or download a PDF of my e-flyer. We make all of our e-flyers 8.5 by 11. And we do this so that you can download the PDF and print it. 8.5 by 11 is standard, a standard piece of paper. So rather than have our agents have to make a digital e-flyer and then come in and make a print e-flyer for their open houses, we just make all our templates standard size, 8.5 by 11. And again, this is just so you guys can print them either at home. You could download the PDF and take it to Staples or wherever you get your flyers printed, but we've kept them standard size, okay? So any existing e-flyers that you've made will be saved in here. Even if you're not done the e-flyer, if you go in and start the e-flyer and then you get busy with something else, you get a phone call, don't worry about it. Your half-finished e-flyer will be saved in here, and you can always come back in and edit it further. You have to manually delete flyers from your account. We don't delete them for you. So sometimes people will be in here and they'll have 5, 10, 15 flyers. Maybe half of them are not finished. I like to delete everything if I'm not using it. So just so you know, everything is automatically saved in your account. So don't worry. Okay, let's jump to the template library. We literally have hundreds and hundreds of templates in our template library. And we've got them organized over here on the left by category, okay? So for example, if I were to click on styles and themes, I've got templates for open houses, templates for luxury listings. I've got templates that are landscape instead of portrait. I've got templates that feature retired couples. Maybe my listing is for a retirement community and I want to do a flyer that has that kind of background. If I choose one of these, so if I choose luxury, over here on the right, the little thumbnails of the templates update and just show me the luxury templates, okay? Same thing with colors. If I want to go by color, I can open this one and I have templates that have all these different colors. Maybe I want a template that matches my logo and my branding. Maybe my logo is black. So if I choose luxury and black, it's going to show me, okay, these are the templates that fit in our luxury category that have a black background, okay? So you can go by color, you can go by city if you want a template that has a specific city background. We have holiday templates if you want to send one out around Christmas time. We can do your template by the number of images. If you want a template that just has one big image on it, or you have one that you want 6 images, you can go by number of images. You can go by number of listings. If you want to do an e-flyer, maybe you're getting together with another agent or somebody and you're going to do an open house and you've got 4 open houses that you're going to host on one day. You could choose a listing, or sorry, a template that shows 4 listings. And you could say, blast it out and say, hey, everybody, you know, here's our open house flyer. We've got these 4 properties. Or if you yourself just want to advertise your own listings and you want to showcase, you know, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 listings in one flyer, we've got templates for that. Also with number of agents, same thing. If you've got want to show 2 agents instead of 1, you can do that. This one's important, blank templates. A lot of our agents already have their own flyers. Maybe they have a graphic designer or a marketing department in office, or maybe they're, creative and they make their own flyers in Canva or some other kind of software. If you have your own flyer, that's totally fine because we have blank templates. So they're 8.5 by 11. They have to be 8.5 by 11. We have portrait or landscape, and you can upload a JPEG or a PDF of your finished flyer, and then you can just use it in our blank template. And a lot of our clients use these, so it's all good. The last thing I'll show you on this page is the favorites category. So we find that a lot of our clients will use the same 2 or 3 templates over and over again for all of their listings. Okay, these are their favorite templates. They love them. They're familiar with them. They want to use them every time. So to make your lives easier, once you use a template, we will save that template in a favorites category. This is just so that you don't have to come into the template library and search through all of these categories to find your favorite template every time you have a listing. So it's just going to save you time. So over here under favorites, these are my favorites. Obviously I have a lot because I'm just using these for testing. But if you have a favorite template that you use over and over again, you come into your account, you can go right to favorites, there it is, and you can use it and you're good to go, okay? So let's just say that I'm gonna do an open house and this is my favorite template. Under options, I can click on preview, and the preview is just gonna show me a nice larger version of this template and how it could look once it has content in it, okay? So if I'm happy with how this looks and I think, yeah, I think this will look good with my information, I think my images will fit here nicely, perfect. Oh, close that. If I'm happy with this one, then under preview, I can hit select. Okay, now it takes a few seconds to create the template. And the reason it takes a few seconds, well, we're on webinar, which always slows everything down. But the reason it takes a few seconds is because it's going to auto-populate the template with a bunch of information from my account and from the property details page. All right, now we're on the edit template page. So here's my template. And if I scroll down, it looks pretty good. It looks like pretty much all the information is in this template except the imagery. And again, it's just because I took the time to fill in that property details page. Everything has already auto-populated. Hurrah! It saves me time. Okay? So the first thing I want to do is deal with my imagery. So over here on the left are the thumbnails of all my images. And as I said earlier, my imagery already shows up in here because I hired a professional photographer, so the pictures are already loaded into my account. Or when I made my virtual tour, I uploaded all of the images into my virtual tour, so those same images are going to show up here because I'm in the same listing. Or if I only use Realtour to make e-flyers, and a lot of our clients do, and that's totally fine, I would come in here and I wouldn't have any images, but next to photos, I can upload my images right here, okay? So if I've got my own pictures, I can just upload them and they'll show up in here as thumbnails, just like what I'm looking at, okay? All good. So you'll notice over here in my template these big green image fields, and it just says drag and drop your image here. That's all I have to do. So I find the image that I want, I drag it over and I drop it, and there it is in the template. And I can do that for all of these image fields. Let's just quickly drag these over. And once I'm done, I can hit save. Now the template is going to render my changes right here in front of me, so I don't have to leave this page to see how my template looks. So there's my imagery. Nice, looks good. You'll also notice in the top right corner of every image is an X. So if I'm not happy with this image, I can click remove this image and it will delete it. Or I can simply pick a new image and just drag and drop right over top of the old one and then hit save, and it will update it. So you can play around with your images. Our templates have different sized image fields. This one's quite square, and these ones below are more rectangular, more landscape. So you might want to play around with which image looks best, or you might come to this template and go, you know what? These image fields don't really suit my photography. I think I'm going to jump back to the template library and choose a different template that has a more landscape, okay? So you can do that as well. One more thing about images. If there's an image in here and you don't want it at all, so for example, let's say I've got a QR code down here that you can scan and it'll pull the virtual tour up. If I don't want that QR code, I can delete it right here. System's going to render. Okay, now it's gone. but this is still an image field. I could drag and drop another image over there. Maybe I have a second logo or something I want. I could drag and drop another image over there if I want to, or if I want to remove this image field entirely and I just want blue background, there's an X on the actual image field. So I can click that X and I can just remove it entirely and then it's gone. And it says right now, restore this image field. If I want to bring it back, I can click the plus sign and restore it. Otherwise, it's gone. And when we look at a proof, you'll see that it's just a blue background where this image field used to be. So that's kind of all you do for the images. It's pretty easy. Next up is the text. So as I said, my template basically looks done because it auto-populated with all the text I'd already filled in on the property details page. But don't worry, if you didn't fill in the text on the property details page, that's fine. As I mouse over each of these text fields, they become live. So I can click in a text field, and I get a little text editor over here on the left, and I can either edit the existing text or I can type in brand new text if I didn't already fill in text on the property details page. So for example, let's say we want to add the city and the state right here. Okay, if I want to add some more information, I can do that here. We give you some basic editing features in the text editor, not too much, but as you can see, you can add a numbered or bulleted list. We could highlight this text and center it instead of having it left aligned. I could change the color of the text if I wanted to. I could make it italics or bold. I could change the size, that kind of stuff. So anything I want to do when I edit in here, make my changes, click Save the Text. Again, the little template's going to render, and then I can see, oh, there it is. That's how it looks. Okay. If again I want to make another change, I just mouse over and click in I go. If there's a text field that I don't want to show up, just like the image field, like let's say I've got my price, but maybe this listing, I don't want people to see the price. I want them to call me instead. I can click on that text field, highlight this, delete it, hit save. It's going to re-render the template, and that text field, it's gone. Maybe I just want a nice white background. If I change my mind and I want to bring it back, I can just mouse over it and bring it back. And I can type in any text I want. I could say, call agent for price. Okay? Okay. So that is basically all I need to do to get my template ready over here on the right. Under the options menu, I'm going to scroll down, subject. Okay? Click on subject. You have to have a subject when you send out an e-flyer, because sending out an e-flyer, you're basically sending an email to somebody that has the flyer inside it. So when you send an email to somebody, you're going to have a subject so they know what the email is about. Now you can type in anything you want, but you guys are agents, right? So you want to type in something enticing, something that's going to, get someone excited about the email and open it up. You guys are better at this than I am because you're agents, so you know what kind of stuff to type. So just type in something that's going to get someone's catch their interest and go, oh, this listing looks interesting. I'm going to click on it. Type in your subject here and hit save. So now your subject is saved. You can always edit it if you need to, but you have to have a subject. Next up is additional links. So you can have your e-flyer link to things, okay? Now we assume that most people want the e-flyer to link to the virtual tour. Okay, so I just made a virtual tour for this listing, and when someone gets this e-flyer in their inbox, I want them to click on it and up pops my single property website / virtual tour that has all the extra information, right? It has all the imagery, all the extra stuff that I couldn't fit in the e-flyer is in the virtual tour. So to save you guys time and to make your lives easier, we've assumed that you want to use that link, and we've got it right here waiting for you. View the virtual tour, and there's the link to it. If you want to edit this, you can type in here and edit it, but we've got it here for you. But you do not have to use our virtual tours, okay? So if you don't want your e-flyer to link to anything, you can just delete it and it's gone. And then the e-flyer just opens in people's inboxes and it doesn't link to anything. If you use a different company for your virtual tours, that's totally fine as well. You can type in a name for the link, and then you can copy and paste the URL for that particular virtual tour, okay? If you want to add an additional link, click Add Link. Maybe I want people to visit my website, and I'm going to put in my website. Let's just say it's jana.com, okay? Maybe I want to add a third link that's all about, hey, welcome to Austin. And in there, I put in like an Austin website with information about the city and what's going on and all that good stuff. You can have as many extra links to your e-flyer as you want. Okay, you just keep clicking on add link. Gonna hit save links. So I've now got 3 links added to my e-flyer, and I'll show you guys how these work when we look at the proof. Okay, next up, last but not least, is the social media. If I have some social media accounts that are real estate specific, and if I've already added them when I created my account, I added the URLs, they're going to show up right here for me, and I can have these social media links also attached to this e-flyer. If I don't want them, I can simply unselect them. If I haven't done this, I can click here and add the social media links on this page if I need to. Okay, so that's optional, just if you want to do it. And that is basically it for the edit template page. So my template looks pretty good. Next up is view the proof. Okay, this is where I always take a minute and stress the importance of the view proof page. When you blast out an e-flyer to somebody, well, not to somebody, let's say to 1,000, 5,000 agents, if there is a mistake in the e-flyer, we cannot get the e-flyer back. Once you've blasted it out, everybody's got it. And maybe there's a big mistake in it. I can't tell you. Almost every day we get a phone call from a panicked agent who's just blasted out an e-flyer for an open house or something, and they forgot to put the date or the time, or they've got the wrong price. Sometimes if you catch it quickly enough and the flyer is still sitting in the queue, we can go in and cancel it, and then you can fix it and do your blast again. But often it's already too late and your flyer's going out. So take 5 minutes, review your flyer, make sure there's no mistakes. Here's the subject at the top. That's what's going to be in people's email inboxes, the subject. Here's the flyer itself. Make sure there's no typos. Make sure the images are good. Down at the bottom, here are the links. View the virtual tour, visit my website, welcome to Austin. I can click on each of these links and make sure that they actually go to where they're supposed to. And here's my social media. Okay, that's it. I can also send a proof of this to my client. If I want them to sign off on it as well, I can click on client proof, put in their email address, type a little message. Hey, Bob, here's the flyer I'm going to blast out tomorrow. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want any edits, right? All good. If there are changes that need to be made, I can use my navigation bar, jump back to edit the template, make any edits that I need to, jump back to view the proof, check it again. Okay, so I hate to I hate to go on about this, but I'm telling you, view the proof. It will just save you a lot of headaches if you blast out a flyer with a mistake in it. Okay. All right. Bear with me. We are almost done, you guys. Hang in there. Last but not least is distribution. This is where I set up how I'm going to distribute my e-flyer and who it's going to go to. So there's 2 ways you can do this. The first one is the map blast tool, and that's what most people use, and that's what we're looking at right here. So what we've got, again, is a Google map, and what we've done is we've put a pin with my listing address. So this pin represents where my listing is, and then we've automatically created a basic target area around your pin. And if you look over here on the right in our little summary table, target area number 1, which is this, there's 8,200 agents in this target area. And then you can see how much it's going to cost you, $50.49. So that's a pretty big target area. Maybe I'm thinking, you know what, I don't really need to send this to 8,000 agents. So you can edit this target area. See the little handles? You can click on those and make the target area a lot smaller. You can also click on it and move it around. Maybe I just want to hit this area. Okay? Every time I make a change with my target area, over here on the right, it's going to update. Now it's only 11.96 agents for 19, basically $20. Now that's a lot better. That's what I want, okay? This is a Google map, so you can zoom in if you want to, and maybe you want to get really, really, really specific and just hit one teeny tiny area. You can do that. If you want to add an additional target area, you can click here, add additional target area. We'll generate a new one, put it right beside the first one so you can find it. Maybe I'm going to zoom out and I want this target area to come down here and I want it to be a little bit bigger. Okay? And again, over here on the right, I can see how many agents, how much it's going to cost, so on and so forth. You can have as many target areas as you want. I literally just did a phone call with someone this morning, and I don't know what the deal is with her listing, but she wanted to advertise it in Texas, but then she also wanted to hit an area in California. So if you want to do something like that, you just zoom all the way out, because again, this is a Google map. Move yourself over to California, create a new target area, set it up, and then you've got 3 target areas. Okay, so you can do that if you want. That's what she was going to do with her listing. Okay, let me zoom back in so we can see. Okay, if you change your mind and you want to get rid of a target area, you'll notice these have X's next to them. Maybe I've changed my mind. I don't want target area 1. I can just delete it. Now it's gone. Okay, easy peasy. Okay, so this is the Map Blast tool. This is what most of our clients use. We also have an add contacts feature as well. So you can do a Map Blast and you can add some additional contacts. If you have specific clients that you want to make sure this e-flyer goes to, and maybe they're not real estate agents, so they're not necessarily going to be in our database, or you're not sure if a particular agent has a geographical address in your target area and you just want to make sure they get this, you can type in their email addresses right here in this field, okay? And then the e-flyer will go to everybody in the target area on the map, and it will also go to any additional emails that you add right here. If you find that you use the same, you're adding the same email addresses every time, you might choose to make a distribution list. So you could type in or copy and paste 50 email addresses and then give it a name, call it, my favorite clients of 2023 and save it. And then it'll be right here. These are my distribution lists, right? My gold star clients. If I want to add them to this blast, I just tick beside it. If I want to edit them, I just click and they pop up, and then I can make any edits. I can save the list, I can cancel. You get the idea. So basically, you guys can send your flyers to a big target area, and then you can add specific people on your contact list as well. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Hang in there. Last but not least, setting your send date. So if you just want to make your flyer and pay for it, it will automatically go into the queue the minute you pay for it. Okay, but if you're organized or you're going to be out of town, over the weekend, but you want your flyer to go out and you're not going to be in the office to do it, maybe you make your e-flyer today, you get your target area set up, but you actually want it to go out tomorrow or Friday. Let's say you want it to go out Friday. On this page, I can choose Friday. I could choose early morning between 6 and 9 a.m. Then I'm going to send this to my shopping cart and pay for it. And then the e-flyer will go out Friday morning between 6 and 9. Simply setting up a send date here does not automatically send your flyer out. You have to pay for it first. So don't forget to do that. Add it to your shopping cart. Have a little review. This was my subject. This is how many people it's going to on the Map Blaster. This is the additional contacts. I'm sending it out August 1st, early morning. Hey, look, I get a discount. You guys will all get a discount through Lisa, 25% discount. So that's another good reason to send out an e-flyer. And once I pay for it from here, it's going to go out to the system or to everybody that I chose. Now I'm going to delete this. Also, anytime you have something in your shopping cart, you always have a delete button next to it. So if you accidentally put something in the shopping cart and you're like, no, I think I want to go back and review it, I want to just get it out of here, just delete it and it's gone out of your shopping cart. Okay? Okay. We have one final product to go through, but don't worry, making print material is the exact same as making e-flyers. I just want to show you one simple thing. The only difference is that an e-flyer is a digital file that you're going to blast out by email. Print material, when you're done, you're going to download a PDF of it and have it printed. So that's the only difference, except for templates. So I'm going to very quickly show you the print material templates. Again, I land on my listing page. I'm going to choose that same listing, 111 Main Street. When I'm in the template library, okay, it's the exact same as the e-flyer. All of the single-sided templates are the same as the e-flyers. However, because I'm doing print material, I can also do double-sided, right? I can, again, 8.5 by 11, and I can print them double-sided if I want to have something like this in my open house. We also have templates for brochures. These are 11 by 17, and then you print them and fold them in half. So you have a little 4-page booklet. And then we also have postcards. We have a jumbo size postcard, and those are double-sided, and then a mini small postcard. Those are double-sided as well. So I just wanted to quickly show you these. The template editor is the exact same as what we looked at for the e-flyer. Okay, you drag and drop, you change all of your text as you want to. You view a proof. This time, viewing the proof is more important because once you get these printed, if you find a mistake, you've got 500 flyers that you now have to turf and start over again, okay? So view the proof, and then when you're done and you complete the order, you simply download a PDF of the finished product, and you can download it and print it on your home computer. A lot of people have pretty decent printers at home now, and if you're just doing a simple 8.5 by 11 flyer that you want to have at your open house, you can just print that at home, good to go, or you can send it to the printer of your choice right from in here. If I click on complete order, yeah. So I can download a PDF of this right here, or if I hit place the order, I can then send it to my printer. Maybe I've got a guy who works at Staples that I use all the time. I can put in the Staples email address and type a message. Hi, Bob, same as last time. Please print, 35 of these full color card stock. I'll pick them up, whatever, Tuesday. So you can send a print quality PDF of your print material right from your Realtour account. Okay, I'm going to go back to my dashboard page. So that's a lot of information coming at you guys, especially if you haven't used Realtour before. As I said, we do repeat things in this. Basically, the way we've built it is so that you do a lot of the same things. So it's just to make your life easier. So once you figure out how to make an e-flyer, you can very easily make print material. Once you figure out how to do your virtual tour, it's just so easy to then use our other products. You'll also, something else I also like to tell people, if you want to come in here and practice, you can do that. So I'm not a real estate agent. I'm just training you guys on how to use this. So every product we went through, all those listings that you saw, they're just fake listings. So you guys could come in and click on any of these. You could click on e-flyers, click on create listing, just make up a fake address or use your home address. Then you can go through the process, choose a template, upload some pictures that you just happen to have on your phone, play around with the template, play around with the distribution area, and then you don't actually have to send it to your shopping cart. Or if you do send it to the shopping cart, you can delete it out of the cart. So what I'm saying is that to practice and learn how to use the software and all the marketing materials, you guys can come into your accounts and play around with it as much as you want. You don't ever have to pay for anything. You only pay as you go. So you only pay for the products that you've finished and made. And as I said, you guys get a 25% discount on virtual tours, e-flyers, print materials, and also graphic designing. So we have a lot of agents who want a custom template for their e-flyers or print materials. So we can create a custom template that's just for you. It's only $20. You'll get a discount on that as well. And then I'll put it in the library and only give you access to it. So that's another thing that you get a good discount on. Okay, I've been talking for a full hour. You guys must be exhausted. Does anybody have any questions?
Jana, thank you so much for the overview. I think it's just so important to give all my peeps all the tools they can to be as successful as possible with their listings. I know Kathy and I, with Julie, we worked on a e-blast that went out last week, and I just went into Kathy's account and 1,600 people saw the email that agents saw the email that we sent out. So it's just, another great opportunity to tell your seller that you're working diligently to market their property. Is it going to be a sale? Not necessarily, but it's just a way to keep marketing and also marketing yourself as well. So I love the statistics feature. I love that people can give that to their sellers. And Kathy and I, for that one, just made a quick flyer in Canva and uploaded it, and create your own super easy. Because then if you find a template that you like, then you can just swap out the pictures really quickly. So
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I think someone's
I have a
does anybody else have questions? Yeah, Kathy.
So if I want to send this out as to a targeted area, for example, right now I have a listing that's going to go live this week, and I want to send it out to 200 people in Ridgemont subdivision in New Braunfels. How do I do that? How do I get those addresses or those emails into the system to do that?
Oh,
So
you're just
Kathy,
gonna.
what's your,
Oh, go ahead,
oh,
Lisa. Sorry.
well, so I sent you the emails this past week, I think, on Ridgemont. Maybe it was yesterday. This week's been long.
Right. Uh-huh.
um, so we will just copy those in the Excel file, and then we can post them there in the distribution list. I think it was one of the last screens. Yeah, and we can upload it right there.
hmm So you can if you have an Excel spreadsheet or a list of the emails you want it to go to, you can upload it here, or you can even just copy and paste them and dump them in here. You can also be very specific with your target area. I'm just going to delete that one so it's out of the way. Oops.
Oh no.
So you can, if you have a very, very specific neighborhood, you can just make a teeny tiny little target area and zoom right in and get it exactly
Wow.
like if this is my area,
Well,
like I
that
have a
is a heck of a lot easier to do.
yeah,
But how do you get the emails from them?
we've already got them in our
It'll
system.
But those are just for agents, right, Jana?
Yes,
That's not the
yes,
actual property
yes, yes,
owners.
yes, yes, exactly. Our
That's what I was
database,
gonna say. Yeah.
okay, yes, our database is full of real estate agents. It's not the general public. So when you're blasting out your e-flyer, you're blasting it out to other agents to get the word out about your flyer or your listing.
But could we upload the distribution list of the property owners that we have in that
Yes.
distribution list? Yeah,
Yes, you can.
perfect.
Yep. Copy and paste or upload your CSV file. If you have any issues or you need help with it, you can also just send it to me and say, Jana, can you help me? I'm working on this listing. I can log into anybody's account. So if you need help with something and Lisa's not available or whatever, you can always just email me and I can go in and help you from my end. Or I'm happy to jump on another webinar, which is one-on-one. Because sometimes people are like, I just want to go through the distribution part again, right? So I have no problem jumping on a webinar with somebody one-on-one just to go over something because it takes like I swear it's once you do a couple flyers, you'll be like, oh my God, this is so easy. I can do this in my sleep. But it's just you have to do it a couple times and then it's intuitive and easy to use.
Jenna, when the emails go out, does it come from their email or does it come through like a generic Realtor email? Like, will
It
it come
come
from Kathy's?
it'll be both. So if I go into all of my e-flyers, so I get a copy of every single e-flyer that goes out. So here's someone that just sent one. So it comes from the sender. So this person's name is
yeah.
M. Carmen Donaldson. So it comes from the sender via Realtour.
So is it less likely that Kathy's Keller Williams email could get spammed or like unsubscribes because it's coming through a third party?
I think it's less likely. I mean, we don't usually have that problem.
Yeah, I was really surprised, honestly, the open rate and click rates of the last few ones that I've done. I thought Kathy's click rate was really good because most click rates are like less than 11%, and
Yeah,
we got a higher click rate.
yeah, for sure.
Because I'm always worried about my agents getting their emails like spammed or somebody reports it as spam and then their visibility goes down. So I love that we can upload the farm list because we have a tool called Fetch. And if anybody on here still needs Fetch, we can pull neighborhood demographic lists and get owner information, which is what we did for Kathy's new listing. And so we can use this portal instead of sending it out through your brokerage email. And that way it'll protect your personal email or work email from getting flagged.
I have one last question. I saw something on here that said website. Does this eh, Realtor, does it have capability for us to brand and do a website? What is that tab there? Websites. Click here to get started. Did we
Yeah,
talk about that?
I didn't go through websites because right now we're only doing custom websites. So we had toyed with the idea of building a website tool that was kind of like a virtual tour, but you would end up with a website to showcase all your listings on. But we just found that there wasn't enough interest because a lot of our clients have free website options from their own brokerages and stuff like that. So if you don't have your own website and you want us to build you a custom one, we do offer custom websites, but it would be something that I would build for you. It's not something that you do. We don't have a do-it-yourself website feature. We thought about doing it, but it just the interest isn't quite there.
What is the
Well,
price of?
Jana, yeah, that was going to ask the same thing because we have a website, but we're not getting enough clicks. We're not getting
Oh.
is that Tony on? Tony's asking. Yay.
What is the price for the setup?
For websites or just for your Realtor account?
Websites.
Websites. So I believe the full-blown website is 2,500 and a landing page that kind of just looks like the virtual tour but has all your listings is $9.99, I believe. I'd have to double check those prices. I haven't done we've got about 4 custom websites for clients right now, and they've just kept them. So I haven't built a website in a while for someone new, but those are the 25 and $9.99, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
Here. Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
How much
And
is
Tony and Kathy, I can send you Jana's information so y'all have that. So y'all can talk with her directly.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, I'm here to help you guys. Josh, I'm not sure if I've gotten an account for you set up. Jessica, I'll connect with you on that too. And I can also jump into your accounts. And so you don't have to become an expert at everything. I can log in and help you on that. So I like the feature because if y'all have a new listing, it's like, hey, Lisa, get this out to all the age, wherever. I can jump in and act like I'm you. I obviously send you a proof before we do that because we got to work smart, not hard, and delegate. And I'm happy to do those things for you guys. So thank y'all so much. If y'all have questions, call me. I have a couple more appointments today, but later this afternoon, if y'all have questions, I have time to chat too. So thank y'all for your time and let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
awesome? Thank you so much, y'all.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
bye
y'all.
everybody. Bye.
Send us the link for where this is recorded.
Yeah, I will upload it to YouTube and then I'll send it to Lisa and she can send it to everybody.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jana.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Okay, bye
Lisa.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Jessica, Tony.